Hey everybody, it's Christy Birchfield. Today we are finishing up chapter 6 in Joshua. We're looking through, really honestly, we talked most of the storyline stuff the last couple of days. So if you've missed those, make sure you go back. There's a link in the description below for the playlist. You can always go back and see that. But these last couple of verses, I didn't want to move on without actually addressing this. So verse 26 says, at that time, Joshua pronounced this solemn oath: "Cursed before the Lord is the one who undertakes to rebuild this city, Jericho. At the cost of his firstborn son, he will lay its foundations. At the cost of his youngest, he will set up its gates." It's an interesting idea, and here's what I want us to think about. We're doing this study, and I'm really kind of digging in with the idea of beginning again. The people of Israel are getting to try again, do some new things, something they haven't done before, and how important and critical it really is to begin again. When we've kind of fallen away from the Lord, we need to stop, get things right, get started over. But there is a danger in the idea of beginning again. And I want to bring this up, and that is we need to make sure that when we are beginning again, that we're actually beginning things that God has for us to do. Sometimes we go through situations and God tears down something in our life, tears down strongholds, tears down relationships, tears down habits, tears those things down. We need to leave them torn down. Those are not the things that we should be beginning again. We need to make sure that we are focusing on what God is leading us toward. God is the one who's actually doing the building and the constructing and the things in our life. And everything that He hasn't built, He's going to tear down. We need to leave it torn down. Stop trying to rebuild the stuff that God has torn down. That's going to end up with us just experiencing all the stuff we've been experiencing. And we want to be following Christ instead. So that's really my challenge today. The people of Israel had this incredible triumphant victory over the city of Jericho. Joshua wants to make sure it stays torn down. We have had incredible victories in our lives. God has given us victory over amazing things. We need to make sure they stay torn down, or we need to go back and tear it down again. What do we need to tear down today? What do we need to stop rebuilding? What do we need to avoid and not even start trying to rebuild because God's the one that tore it down in the first place? Don't miss out on those things. That's our thought for today. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to jump into chapter 7 tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you then.